Forget this stock music. If you're here and you're with us on this weird night, I got a surprise for you.
Baby blue. God is baby blue. The broken man without a past. The begging English without a mouth. Took two long breaths and just one more. Till my lungs couldn't hold another. Baby blue. God is baby blue. Baby blue.
Yeah, what is up, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium? It's your boy. After a little bit of a hiatus, I'm back for 3 weeks in a row, and I can't wait to talk Bills football with you guys. Things are kind of screwed up tonight, man. Jerry got caught up with some kid stuff. The Buff fan base, StreamYard was down, so we're luckily enough to be great friends with our boys Patrick Hughes and Corey Blaine and Buffalo Spartan from the Buffalo World Order podcast, and they are helping us out tonight by letting us use their StreamYard. So tonight's episode is brought to you by BWO, the best damn live stream you can watch. We are going to talk about ranking opposing teams that we're playing. Do us a favor while we're running this sweet little intro that Jerry made. Please share this everywhere you possibly can, because our viewers are not knowing where to find us. So I'm going to run this. That song that you're listening to right now is an unreleased special just for you 38 that are listening right now song that Endless Mountain Derelicts are releasing in the beginning of September. So just for you. Shh, don't tell anybody.
24/7 Buff Pandemonium presents the K-Gun Report. Tonight, the fellows rank our Buffalo Bills 2025 opponents. Will Jared make it back in time to share his 2 cents? Tune in to see. Let's go.
Will Jared make it in? I'm going to go ahead and say no.
That's hilarious.
What? Maybe. Did you hear that before? Dude, I was dying. It was very, very funny. Very, very funny. Guys, welcome to the K-Gun Report, Season 6, Episode 16 already in the off season.
Oh.
Super stoked to be here with my buddy Scooter Magooter. Scott, what do you got tonight?
What do I got? Man, that was a pleasure, Swank, to listen to that new tune you had out there. That's a great way to start the show.
Thanks, man.
If you guys follow us on any of our social medias, anything that I post that has to do with the Buffalo Bills, I always throw Swank's music up there. You could find it if you are on social media in the music links. Endless Mountain Derelicts, type it in. You can find a sweet little tune to go with your posts. I use them all the time. But good to be here talking Bills football. We're ranking the teams that we're playing. should be fun. I think I saw the list, Swank. I think we have a little bit of different opinions, but that's always good here at the show. And again, welcome to the Bills Mafia. Welcome Bills Mafia to the show. Love it. Can't wait to talk about it.
Hell yeah. Welcome, everybody. And thanks, man. Yeah, we just sneaked out a little presser yesterday or today. It was today that the Endless Mountain Derelicts, we are releasing the first single off our new album on July 18th. So be on the lookout for that. Do me a favor and follow us on all our socials to help us out getting that spread everywhere.
You got it in the comments, so that's sweet.
Yeah. Speak of that sweet baby angel himself, Mr. Patrick Hughes. Hey, Mafia, isn't it great to be alive on a Tuesday watching the K-Gun? Let's go, Buffalo. I'll let you guys know right now. It wouldn't be happening without this man, Patrick Hughes, who I believe has saved our ass for the last 2 weeks running. So cheers, BWO. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, guys.
We got this guy right here.
This is Sparta.
Mafia, mount up. Haven't been able to do that in a while. It's a nice echoey basement I have here too.
I've relied on other people to do it for me, Swank, when I've had guests on. So thanks for taking that over.
Well, I know it was my my part to do here, and I just haven't been able to do it for the last couple weeks. Our boy Buffalo Spartan, the greatest of the greatest. What's up, brother?
What's up?
The amazing Paulette Brown. Good evening. I'm going to say evening, my loving Bills Mafia family. Let's go, Buffalo. She said good ending. I think it's good.
Damn spell check.
Yeah,
she's always wishing us a good evening.
Yeah, it has to be that. It has to be. Uh-oh, here we go. Another great Tuesday, another K-Gun. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? That's my boy, Corey Blaine, another co-host of BWO.
Nice.
Corey, ooh, Baby Blues. What a great jam. Thanks, bro. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Thanks. Thanks, Corey. You're the man. Mary Jane Brown Hughes. Mafia, are you being good? Do good and go Bills.
You're being good, do good.
That's awesome. I love that. That should be a t-shirt somewhere.
Yep.
Oh, Paulette corrected it right there. Good evening, my loving Bills Mafia family. Let's go, Buffalo. Hell
there you go. There you go.
I love that you guys have all found us. Like I said, we kind of got screwed around there on our StreamYard for the fan base. So if you could, man, spread the love, share it around, tag some buddies. We'll have ourselves a good old time. Regardless.
Always do. We had fun with 3 people watching the show, Swank. We'll have fun with the 44 that are watching now.
3 people. What was that, like the 7th episode that we did?
Yeah, right. Still trying to reach out. Why isn't anybody watching us?
Our boy Doug. Tuesday, favorite all of the week. What's up, everyone? What's up, Doug?
What's up, Dougie?
Let's see. Welcome back, my buddy. Is that me?
Yeah, must be.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Paulette. Swank said, surprise, it's SpaghettiOs chug. No, I refuse to buy a can of those until we get closer to the season. That is for sure. We got Cookie. What's up, Cook?
Up, Cookie?
Everybody liked the intro with Jared making it back. Got to get Jared's up. His word count is out, and that's it, man. Any R's you see, just hammer that R on your keyboard. Thanks, Mary Jane. Appreciate it. Paulette wants to know what's up. Well, what's up, Scott? What's been going on in your world, man?
Busy, man.
Yeah, you're getting close to adding another team to the 53-man here, aren't you?
Yeah. We got another one coming September 11th. That's the due date, a week after the Rager. So hopefully Al doesn't go too early. But yeah, we're excited. That's number 4 and been busy. I mean, these kids' sports nowadays, they're not just 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds going to an hour practice. They have 2-hour practice, 2.5-hour practice. Sports are crazy now. They have special leagues. They have travel leagues for every sport. It used to just be like the lacrosse and hockey. Now it's everything. So our little man loves sports and Lenore loves gymnastics. So they're keeping us busy. That's what's been up.
Yeah, buddy. I tell you, I am sans kids. So this dad supporting dads thing, I can get behind the guys supporting guys. And
Yeah.
hey, I love your guys' kids and everybody else. Hey, I love kids, man. My nephews, all that stuff. But I tell you what, man, this sports schedule would not have flown with my parents when I was a kid. Dude. Like not at all.
Mine
Like-
either. I don't remember having to go this many long practices.
Not to like high school. I don't even think I I don't think practice was every day in high school even. I think like when I was playing volleyball, man, it was like you still got like a day or two off in between games. Like it wasn't, I don't know, this stuff, man. And I don't know. I've just my drummer, his kid is very involved in it, and he's very involved in it, and like just like the amount of like scheduling and rescheduling and all that, man, it's nuts. I could just see my old man being like, "Oh, it got rescheduled, so you don't play anymore."
Or when you're old enough in high school, well, that's why you got your own damn car now. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm saying like literally, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
like, if I was in majors or minor baseball and they're like, we're practicing 2-a-days, weekends, tournaments, we're driving 3 hours away, my folks would have been like, we got hay to do.
Yep.
Like, we need them. Sorry, dude.
We need you here, man.
I don't care if you can throw a baseball or not.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, it's crazy. And good on you guys for keeping up with all that and still having a life and arranging everything around it. But we know it gets hectic sometimes, man, for sure.
Well, Swank, I'm coaching, so I'm hoping that that 2.5 hours out in the 90-degree weather will shed some pounds for me. I'll get back to fighting weight.
I thought you were talking about maybe like wear your kid out so you know to get to bed a little earlier.
That too. We'll both be falling asleep on the way home.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Our guy John's, and I'm gonna guess Lisa too. Hey guys, listening from Wisconsin. Dang, what you doing out in Wisconsin? Doing some scouting, some Green Bay Packer scouting. Did you get invited to Love's wedding there? Jordan Love, wasn't that his wedding here this last week?
I believe so. Congratulations to him.
John Robert, what's up, brother?
Love the
Who
picture.
do you think will shine for wide receivers in training camp? Go ahead, Scott. You go first.
I'd like to say, I think Elijah Brown is going to be the secret this year. Elijah Moore. My apologies. The reason I said Brown is because I have written down here Elijah Moore reminds me of John Brown, the guy that's going to stretch the field. So I believe he will be. We talked about opportunistic opportunities and making the most out of your targets. This Bills wide receiver crew is going to be that group that has to make the most out of their targets because it's going to be spread around. So Elijah, I believe, will be the guy that's shining. He's going to preemptively make these defenses already have to plan for that deep ball to him. I think he's going to be a yards after catch guy, deep threat. He'll be the guy to watch, John.
I like it. I really do think he is the guy that everybody wants to see shine the most, or they at least want to see what he does on the field because he has not played with a quality quarterback in the whole time that he's been in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He did only sign a 1-year contract. We do have Palmer, who signed multiple years, was pretty sought after in free agency, even though he wasn't the big splash name that everybody in Bills Mafia wanted the Bills to sign. I think he's sneaky good. And looking at his numbers, I really think that he could do something too. So I think what everybody needs to remember is Josh Allen has done a lot with a little for years, and now he's got a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have Kelvin Benjamins on the tail end of their career, or he doesn't have Foster, or, these dudes that didn't even really play a whole lot after they came in here, or, a John Brown or a Beasley who shined and had career seasons here on the tail end of their careers. Like, I think, yes, we had Stephon Diggs, and we saw what happened when you had that number one with the personality that you had to force him the ball, right? Like, yes, you win games most of the time. Sometimes the other stuff gets in the way of the big one, or the big drop gets in the way of the big one.
Right.
So, not to go off on a crazy tangent here, but I'm excited for what Palmer's going to do and to see what he does in training camp. I also am very, very, very excited for Curtis Samuel, the way he finished last season. And going back through, like I said, when I was on the show last, I've been rewatching games, man. And when he's in there and they give him the ball, he does things. Like he does things. I think that turf toe injury, all that stuff, man, going into this season, it could be really exciting to have a plethora of these wide receivers fighting to get the ball as much as a number one wants it.
Right. I mean, it's funny because all these wide receivers have their own story this year. Keon from the injury, Shakir the new contract, Samuel with the injury looking good and then looking really good at the end of the season. Then you got Palmer who came from a Justin Herbert. So he's a guy that we kind of know what we're getting. And then the wild card guy, like I said, Elijah has never had a quarterback, but he could be a guy that could be explosive. They all have their own storyline this year, and that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting for sure. We got John Diaz.
Hold on real quick. Patrick, Corey, and Buffalo Spartan, thanks for letting us use your StreamYard today. You're going to see up here at the top right-hand corner, our logo just changed. You are sponsoring today's show, Buffalo World Order. Thanks for helping us out.
Hell yeah, BWO. That little graphic made by your own Scooter Magooter right over here by me.
Yeah.
Quality work.
I was just doodling. They came up with an idea of what they wanted to do. It's a Buffalo Bills / wrestling podcast. And so I took the NWO and did a little magic.
I thought you were trying to spell bro, but you had kind of like a speech impediment. And you're like, whoa.
Whoa, what's up, whoa? Buffalo.
John Diaz. What's up, fellas? What's up, John? Thanks for tuning in, brother. We got Jim Graham. Yo, fellas. What's up, Jim? How you doing?
Mad Dog 2020. What's up, man?
OG with Mad Dog.
Mm-hmm.
John Robert with the questions, man. I love it. Keep it coming. Anyone get tickets for training camp? You could check our fantasy football group text. No. I don't think anybody got anywhere. This is my second year in a row. I will say this for the Buffalo Bills. Thank you for at least letting me know that you're not going to give me any tickets. God, I picked weekdays that I didn't think anybody else would be any sort of interested in. And yeah, nothing, man.
Created 5 separate accounts.
Yeah. I got Schwank, SCHWANK. I got, nothing, man. I know 0 people that won that lottery.
Yeah.
Corey says no. Yes. Yep. That's it too.
Yep.
We got Berto. What's going on, everyone? How's it going, Berto? Another
What's up, buddy?
Comments. This is nice, man. It's a little like exclusive one for the biggest and brightest and best OGs of the K-Gun Report. John. Oh, it's family reunion. Yeah. What do you got? I mean, you got to be bringing back cheese or something, right? Like, it's cheese and beer. That's the 2 options out there, I think, right?
People come up to New York and they get sweet potatoes and Zweigel's hot dogs. What do people bring from Wisconsin?
Sweet potatoes?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, dude?
Believe it or not, sweet potatoes aren't all over the nation here, Swank. Sweet potatoes, the little guys.
Dude, that's not the thing that like I would think would be. It would like Zweigel's I could see, but sweet potatoes and Zweigels.
Family down in Missouri and what's the desert there? You know,
Sahara.
Yeah, the Sahara. Yeah, I can't believe Arizona. Wow, I'm pretty good.
Dude, you've been getting you're tired.
I am. There are only 50 states. I forgot Arizona. Sorry, but there are some of the states that don't have some of this stuff.
I mean, so yeah, but I would be like we're known for like wine, right? Like the Zweigel's thing. I get garbage plates, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Sweet potatoes. I've just never heard that before.
Yep.
Never heard that. Really? They can have them all, man. I mean, they're okay, but. Patrick says Sunshine will help make you look less like Sheamus from WWE. LOL. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I think he's a redheaded bearded guy.
Oh, okay. Sick.
Yeah, salt potatoes. Is that what I said? What did I say? Sweet potatoes?
That's sweet potatoes.
I meant salt potatoes. Salt potatoes.
That's okay. I can see that. A little bit better than sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? Sweet potatoes. You did almost have me going there, though. Yeah, Swank, they don't grow sweet potatoes everywhere. Oh, we got Uncle James. What's up, Mafia? What's up, Uncle James?
What's up, Uncle Jamie?
We got Joey Hatch. What's up, Joey? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the comments. Berto's excited to see what Palmer can do. Yes, sir. Joey says Elijah Moore and Palmer. That's where me and Scooter are at, too. John Robert. Tyrell Shavers has done well so far. Yeah, man. Can the dude stay healthy? Can he even make it on the roster? I don't know. What do you think, Scott?
I mean, he's tall. I mean, Bills fans always ask for size and then speed, and he's got both. He had that one burner, the 60-plus yarder that he had during the regular season last year. But I don't know. Guys, this wide receiver room is stacked. I'm saying it. Coleman, Palmer, Shakir, Samuel, Moore. Who's going to be number 5? They brought in Laviska Shenault. I mean,
I forgot.
who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
Caden Prather's the rookie they brought in, size and speed. So I don't know. If anything, I think it's going to be a competition between a rookie Prather and Tyrell Shavers for number 6.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, Chenault, though, like we think he's going to be more like a special teamer. Is that kind of where we're at? So even though you'd have to have like a wide receiver label, but could they switch that? Like couldn't they just like switch his position if he's never going to play wide receiver and they like somebody better at that position?
Sure.
Of course, they like that jackknife kind of thing, right? Where it's like, anyway, all right. We're getting off on topic here. Daniel, they are all going to eat this year. Allen will be spreading it around like crazy. That's what we're hoping for, man. That is absolutely what we're
Swank, I don't know if you know, but Daniel is out of the hospital. He's home.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Jared had a birthday party a couple weeks ago, and Daniel was there.
Nice.
And he looked good, and he's home. So
oh yeah, man. Great. So glad to hear. That was scary thing, man. So stoked that you're home. That's great. Patrick, it's the Bills. I'm just excited. Bills withdrawal is no joke, and it's almost over. Man, you are. You know what I love about Patrick, dude? He is one of the funniest dudes. Like, can blow up the comment with a joke, no problem. Also, so positive. Always the optimist. It's almost over. I would not say it's even close to being over. But this dude is here, and he's almost got me thinking, like, yeah, well, it's not too far away, I guess. We're in July now. Like, it's training camp is this month. Like,
yep.
Yeah. All right, I'm with you, Patrick. Oh, let's see. John Roberts, same thing. Caden Prather is surprised in the 7th round pick. Yeah. I am in the dark a little bit as far as like any sort of production. I mean, these mini camps and stuff, there's only so much they let out and so much you do. I mean, training camp, I think, is where you really get to see like these dudes that, you know, everybody's going to be there with a camera and everybody's going to be, you know, asking questions, taking notes. So you'll really see kind of how it all gets sorted out, I think, in the first couple of weeks of training camp. And I don't know, man. It's almost like what's that?
It'll be fun to watch. I think there's going to be a lot of training camp position battles this year.
Yeah. I mean, so is Coleman the X? Like, is he the one?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
So then you're going to have Moore and Palmer fighting it out for 2, you think? Is that what's going on?
I believe so. Shakir's got that slot. That's where he lives.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if they're going to do some more 4-wide sets or something like that. Like, well, you got all this talent. Or are you going to be rotating like Palmer and Moore out? I don't know.
They have so many options because you could go ahead and just have 2 wide receivers out there, and as your 2 slots, you can have Kincaid as one of them. I mean, there's a lot of things that they can do. Keon Coleman has played slot in the past. I mean, you could put Moore and another speedster, Shakir, on the outside at their 4-3 speeders, and then have the big guys in the slots. Who knows what they there's just a lot of options.
Yeah. Yes, sir, Mad Dog 2020. That's right. The beautiful Alan Lartz. Hey, everyone. I think Shakir and Keon Coleman are going to be playing like their hair is on fire. I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Letting them vets, man. Them veteran Buffalo Bills wide receivers show you how it's done. Dan didn't get any tickets either. I swear to God, if you get picked for this training camp lottery, it's like finding Willy Wonka's golden ticket or something.
The golden ticket. Didn't you call it the golden ticket in our messenger?
I might have.
Somebody called it a golden ticket. It is what it is. Fortunately, I wasn't going to bring it up. I got one of Jack's best friend's fathers have a hookup, so we're going July 31st.
Very cool.
I'm taking Jack. He's bringing his son, and another one of our friends is bringing their son, so it should be a fun experience.
Hell yeah, man. That'll be great. Cheese curd. Spartan, you don't like cheese curds, bro? Oh, I love cheese curds. I really do.
Great snack.
Yeah, man. Salt potatoes.
Yes, Daniel. Salt potatoes.
It's so funny, dude. Sweet and salty potatoes. We got Lisa the cook. What's up, Lisa? How you doing? Lisa's a longtime friend of ours. Helps out with the Music for Mom benefit that the band throws in September, which I think maybe some of these Reed boys will be at. Probably not you now.
Oh, damn. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
the baby. The
Jerry's
baby.
gonna have to do it right now. We're
No.
committing Jerry to doing it right
Yep.
now.
There you go.
Let's see. Ooh, Chris, look at Chris, man. Coleman could end up at 5th or 6th. Who knows? Dude, you're right. But man, I just don't see it. I think they're going to really push him to be one, the wide receiver 1.
Mhm.
And even though it's not a true 1 in Buffalo, I think, it's just going to be like bodies out there mostly. Like, how do you, hopefully they have a great plan and they have an idea of like who's going to be what. And I genuinely believe whoever the best 11 are, they'll be out on the field. But like right now, if you're a defensive coordinator for like the Baltimore Ravens, knowing you got to deal with Josh Allen and I'm sure James Cook and that offensive line, but now the only wide receivers that you have any sort of experience with besides Shakir is Coleman and then Kincaid. Like, other than that, 2 of the dudes that could be on the field even at the same time, you've never seen in this scheme.
Right.
And if I was Baltimore, I'd be like, I think a little worried about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's who I am.
For sure.
Did you see Dawkins' video at the new stadium? That stadium looks so cool. Hell yeah, man. It looks great. I'm really excited. Did you see that?
Yep. I'm glad he took the tour. He said hi to everybody, and he was pumped about it. And we're all excited for that stadium.
Yeah, man. It was funny, like where he came out of the tunnel. They had the camera on him, and if you're looking at Dion over his right shoulder in that top right corner, that's where Kyle, our friend Kyle's seasons are going to be.
Really?
They were on. I was like hanging out with him here this last weekend. We went to a show together, and I was like, "Dude, I saw your seats on that video," and he's like, "Yeah, it's like sweet." He was like talking to me about it, whatever. It was pretty cool.
I think what I'm most excited about that stadium is the seating arrangements. It's more vertical, so all the seats are almost like they're on top of the field. That's the description that I was getting from the seats. They're not so far flat, but they are standing more, so it's right on top of it, which is good for everybody.
Have you ever been to a stadium like that?
No.
So Heinz Field, whatever they call it now, Pittsburgh Stadium. I was there for a game, and they're like nosebleeds are like that, and it is terrifying to walk up it. Don't drink your face off and then walk there or anything. Like it is steep, man. And you like when you first sit down, you feel like you could fall.
You fall forward.
You could if you lean too far forward, you could like topple and take out like 4 rows in between you before even getting slowed down. So John Roberts said Chenault might not make the 53. Cordington also, yeah.
Right.
Or Codrington. Cordington also. Yeah, I like him though. Dynamic returner, man. I think you're right. One of those 2 won't make it. I'd say that for sure. Because Codrington, I think is what it is.
Yep.
He is not a great corner. And we saw that. We got our boy Kevin. Go Bills. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in the comments. Here we go. Yeah, you're right, Patrick. Absolutely. Uncle Jane, Pittsburgh trade. Let's talk about that for a second. It is 8:58, and we'd like to thank you for tuning into the K-Gun on a Tuesday, a weird Tuesday night for season 6, episode 16. We're down a twin. Our StreamYard crapped the bet on us. So tonight, the K-Gun is brought to you by Buffalo World Order, the best live stream and podcast to save the K-Gun in existence. I feel like they're on 8 nights a week, something like that.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time. My fantasy interview is topping the charts right now, so you got to get on there, Scoop.
There you go. I know. I got to arrange a time to get on there.
Yeah. Pittsburgh trade. Minka comes back to Miami.
Yep.
Miami sends Jalen Ramsey, and who else did they send?
Jonnu Smith, tight end.
Yeah. Yeah. This is great.
Like one of their best receiving tight
Second,
ends. Yeah,
second
on the team.
receiving total on the team last year,
Yep.
and first in receiving touchdowns on the team last year.
Right.
Which tells me, like, okay, Tyreek was number one. You know, that was a lot of yak as far as yards go, but he wasn't number one by a lot. He didn't crack 1,000.
Right.
And Jonnu had 800 and some, and then Waddle was after him. So that tells me that teams are taking away the outsides and they're getting all their meat across the middle, and then with some trickery and running plays, right, or whatever. Why would you get rid of that guy when he's like a safety net for your quarterback who is floundering right now? Like, has had a floundering career, had a lightning in a bottle season when you got him two of the fastest guys in the NFL, but still couldn't get anywhere in the playoffs. Why wouldn't you want a safety blanket for this guy? I just don't. That place is like a tire fire right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if it was the Dolphins panicked when they got rid of their safety in Javon Holland, who was a great safety, and they had the opportunity to get rid of a Ramsey and bring in Minka Fitzpatrick, who's been there before. But I'm looking more of we saw Rodgers do this with the Jets, right? He demanded people to come in, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. That offense is looking good. Jonnu Smith, they already have Freiermuth there, and they drafted the tight end out of Georgia last year, big solid guy, and now they're bringing in Jonnu Smith. That offense is going to be dangerous. I'm not sure about the defense. That might be an issue, but I do believe it was a Rodgers pull.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, wide receiver wise, you got who'd they pick up?
They got DK Metcalf and Robert Woods this year. They picked them up.
Woods, I'm not worried about it. How is that guy even still playing? You know, and he was great. What his best the last season I can remember him having a good season was in Houston, like years ago or something. So yeah, you got DK, and now you got Freiermuth and you got Jonnu, but I don't know. I guess that tells me that you're going to run a lot of two tight end sets and hope that Aaron Rodgers' arm you can save a little by dumping it across the middle to let him heave it a couple times.
Yep.
I don't know. I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a disaster, especially like pay Watt. What are you doing? Pay TJ Watt. Like, absolutely pay him. Like your bread and butter is your defense. Like your offense has been shit since 2 years before Roethlisberger left. So let's get Watt, get him locked in, show that you're willing to pay these dudes that you draft and develop, and then you can retain them. I've heard that somewhere before. You know, like I don't get it. Like I don't think Tomlin's the dude that's going to let Rodgers come in there and like push his way around.
He might a little bit. I think he might a little bit, but he won't let that string's not going to get too long before he pulls back on it.
Yeah. I just can't unless ownership is getting in the way. But if I was Tomlin, I'd be like, look, I think Russell Wilson was kind of like not an Aaron Rodgers personality, but a big enough personality. And I don't think Tomlin gave him any room at all. I think Justin Fields was a little what do I want to say? He wasn't like the most disciplined, like younger quarterback coming in. And I think that was a little bit of his problem in Chicago. I think Chicago didn't give him a fair shake. I think they gave him shit to work with for a couple seasons, but I still think like just interview wise and he's an athlete. I wonder how much mechanics like he was willing to work on. And he had a really great first 5-6 weeks of the season when he was playing. But I think Tomlin's a guy that's like he's just no bullshit, and you're going to come in and you're going to you are who you are, and I'll let you be you, but don't fuck up my team. I think that's kind of the way it goes, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Well, they got Mason Rudolph there, and they did draft who I thought was a steal in the 6th round. Was that Will Howard? So there
Did
might
Mason
be
come
potential.
back? Wasn't Mason a Titan?
Yeah, he was gone. He just came back.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
Yep.
John says Elijah Moore might be a punt returner also. I don't know if they. I don't know. I think that'll be a good tell, like towards the second half of the season, on whether they plan on re-signing him or not.
Yep.
Right. Like if he makes enough of an impact on the offense, and you see him maybe kind of start taking more snaps than Palmer, I think you're not going to see that dude as a punt returner. I think that's going to be a telling as far as if he gets an extension or a new contract. Coleman will be one of our top receivers. Absolutely. Corey called it the golden ticket. All right. It's okay, Corey. Corey was going to let it be. You see how humble this kid is? He's just so humble.
He sure is.
Oh, this son of a bitch. I'm kidding. They steal my stuff all the time.
There it is.
Love you, Corey. It's Canada Day today.
Hey.
Hey. Jamie, how cool would it be the last season at the stadium and we go deep in the playoffs or more? Yeah, absolutely. I like the or more part. I think that would be really cool.
In our rankings, you'll see who I have, where the Bills going, and who they're playing.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to that, huh? We're here for that.
Good, brother. Thanks for the comments, by the way, everyone.
Yeah, keep them coming in. And don't forget, we're up to 83 of you here. That's really good for grassroots. We got nothing on Twitter right now. We got our YouTube and our Facebook. Oh, we do have it on Twitter. Never mind. My bad. But we don't have our fan base backing. So a little whatever. You guys can share it wherever the hell you want or keep it intimate. You know what? I can start kicking people out of here if you guys think it's too crowded. Just let me
Wait till someone else comments before you leave another comment.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Oh, can you guys see that? Really? I don't know. Maybe.
A little squished.
Oh, where'd you go?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Jump around.
Jump around.
Jump up and get down. There you go.
That'll work.
That'll do.
Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, we are flying by the seat of our pants. Can you guys read it when I do that?
Yep.
Here we go.
Looks good.
We have ranked our opposing teams for the 2025 season coming up. And Jerry was able to sneak his in between coaching and bedtime and whatever else he's doing right now. So if you guys feel like chiming in, let us know. We're going to go from worst to first. And it's pretty funny, I think. The three of us all have differing top threes. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. At the bottom of the barrel, myself and Jared are at Carolina. I'll say this little tidbit. I looked at tickets for the Carolina game. Did I tell you this, Scott?
Mm-mm.
I looked at tickets because Sarah and I were talking about maybe going down and checking it out. We wanted to go to like a little destination game when it was a little colder, somewhere a little warm. Didn't have much interest in Miami. Carolina sounds great. Nosebleeds, cheapest ticket I could find right now was like $280 a seat. For nosebleeds. I checked behind the visitors bench, first 10 rows, I think, something like that, just out of curiosity, over $2,000.
My God.
So I'll be keeping an eye on them. Maybe never. I'm not going for that. Ain't no way. The Airbnb isn't going to cost.
Well, the weekend Airbnb won't even cost that much.
Yeah, for the cheap nosebleed ones, it's not going to cost that much. So anyway, I do think as far as we're going, and we can get to this when we get to 13, but it was almost a tie for me between like worst and second to worst. But I think Carolina, they just have too much going on. I do like Bryce Young. I do like that they actually let him be a rookie or let him play. I guess he wasn't a rookie last year. It was 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
so his second year they actually let him play and kind of get some of his yips out, and I think there were some good things that came from that. So there's a future there. I think they just set everything kind of back a year by not starting him and letting it play out the way it did. So Jared agrees with me. Scott says New Orleans. Why is that? Because they don't have a quarterback.
Well, I had them 12th, 13th, or 14th, but when Carr went down, that ruined everything. They weren't a very good team last year, 5-12. I don't think they've made much improvement. They brought in a rookie out of Louisville, Tyler Shaw. It's going to be a learning curve for the whole team this year. They are downright bad, and that's going to be a 1:00 game this year. That might be one we actually go to.
Yeah.
Considering I think Mark Maddox is attending that game.
We could do it. Our boys in Circle in the Wagon, Nate and the fellas over at Circle the Wagons reposted the stream. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Don't forget, one of my favorite to listen to. I catch it when I'm mowing, and always entertaining, always full of good stuff. So go support our boys Circle in the Wagons over there, please. They will. Nate, are you guys going to be at the Rager? You got to come to the Rager. You're coming to the Rager, right?
Nate's been part of the show, man. You got to keep it coming, man.
He's coming. He's coming. I think he was telling other people to come on the podcast.
Nice.
I'm holding it to the fire, brother. You got to come.
We changed it up a little bit this year. Instead of being on Labor Day, we're doing the week after Labor Day. So we're hoping to actually get more people that would normally be on vacation to come out and enjoy this regular season Rager we throw annually. But yeah, Nate
will literally be the Saturday before week 1. So it'll be perfect.
Beautiful thing.
All right. I like it. Ranking up worst to first, number 13. Scott and myself agree on this one. Jared, I'm sure he would say New Orleans was 13th because Drew Brees is banged up.
And Manning is old Wiley veteran. Archie, not Archie. Yeah, it's Archie. Yeah.
I can't think of any more Saints, I don't think. No, don't play anymore.
Sam Mills, Craig the Ironhead Hayward. We got Horn. I can name a bust.
You got it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But we got the Jets there, Swank.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, I like their new head coach, but I also liked Salah. So it doesn't matter so much who's coaching your team if the owner is always going to have his thumb in the pie. I think the Jets are going to Jets. I think here's another rebuilding year. They got some interesting parts. Justin Fields, I really want to not like Justin Fields. I know I just kind of shit on him a little bit as far as like where he's at and his process of things. But again, I think he did have a really good start to the season last year. I was very surprised they even benched him for Russ when Russ was healthy enough to go. So he could be interesting. I think this season is a wash for him. It doesn't matter. If this was the real way that you do things, I would take a Brandon Beane approach to this team and say, give me 3 years and we'll be contenders kind of thing. And if you build it right, maybe you'll get close. But for right now, you're in another rebuild year. I think it's your 5th in the last 3 years. And, let's go. We'll see. We'll see what happens next year. So that's Jets.
Right now I have written in big black letters, what is the team's identity, what this team's all about. They bring Justin Fields, a guy that took a lot of sacks in Pittsburgh, but known for that. I don't think he's the best decision maker. But the organization did start off correctly, Swank, by starting off in the first round and giving him one of the best offensive linemen in the draft, following with a solid tight end in the second round. So they're taking the right steps. But yeah, it's another 2-3 years because this roster is so depleted. They have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, they could always lay their head on their defense, and the worst thing they ever did, aside from actually drafting Zach Wilson, was just not addressing that piece correctly.
Mm-hmm.
They should have either drafted a QB that year, or they should have went for somebody that was a little younger, a little less of a personality than Aaron Rodgers. They really should have just put somebody in that spot that would have appreciated it and would have grown into it and would have stayed there possibly for multiple years. Where instead you tried to go for the low hanging quick fruit, and it didn't pay dividends. It actually ruined your team.
Yep.
You dismantled it piece by piece, and I mean, you had a solid offense going. Aside from the fact that you needed a little better line and you needed a quarterback, you could have got away with just having an average quarterback back there and really probably stayed at least competitive and been a 50-50 team going into another season and a strong draft. But instead they went the other way. So
Yep.
There you go. That's New York for you.
New York.
Let's see here. Now we're all at different spots. Jared picked Atlanta here, probably because Deion Sanders pulled his hammy, high stepping in after a pick six. Your turn. You got another Falcon?
Oh, I got a ton of Falcons.
Do it.
Old school. Andre Rison, I used to love. Tippett, the linebacker. Jesse Tuggle, linebacker, I used to love. Scott Case. Dude, I can go on and on. Want me to keep going?
Well, the bit is that like Jared's picking these guys because old players that
Old players. Yeah.
are hurt or doing something else.
Right. Wasn't Jamal Anderson the running back with the Dirty Bird?
I don't know.
I believe that was Jamal.
Deion. To me, it was all Deion all the time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Jerry Glanville was the coach. Yeah. I like doing this. I'll throw out names.
Okay. Just do like one or two though.
Okay. I'll do
15.
I will throw out their hot players' names in the 90s because those are the players I remember the most. So
There
I'll
you
throw out two of those for each one of these teams.
All right. Why don't you throw out a reason why you think Cleveland, which I will say, dude, I am disgusted with myself that you have Cleveland and Jared has Cleveland lower than me. I really wanted to push them lower down this list, but I have a justification for it, for why they are where they are. But I want to hear why you got them so low.
Swank, my reason is I'm a quarterback guy, so I start with New Orleans quarterback issues. Jets have a young guy that takes sacks. Cleveland Browns, oh my God, Watson is still there. They got Flacco and Pickett now fighting for the spot. They draft a quarterback in Gabriel, but 3 rounds later they go after Shadir Sanders. It's a hot mess. And in the same draft, they draft 2 running backs. They don't re-sign Chubb. I think it's a total mess, and I just don't see. The wins are going to follow what this management's all about, and they're a bunch of losers, so they're going to continue that way.
And I love that take, and I believe wholeheartedly in that take. But I'm going to tell you why I got them where I got them. It has nothing to do with them, other than it has more to do with this nonsense group of teams that we're playing between 9 and 14 than where I have them right now. So anyway, I have New England. New England, I feel like, has a solid young quarterback that might be able to make a little bit of waves. Vrabel. I think Vrabel's going to get right into his rut. I think he drafted a workhorse running back. I think he's going to try to build the team the same exact way that he tried to build the Titans. I think it might work for part of a season, but this New England team is not built. Definitely not built the way it was back in the heyday, but not built the way that the Titans were built when he was there either. So I think there's a lot more work to do. You got huge problems to me on your wide receiver front, and I think they're not addressing Diggs and all his BS. I don't think that was a very smart move, bringing him in there. But, time shall tell. I think it just kind of is what it is. I think they got to do something to be something. So I got them in the bottom of the barrel. And if
I feel bad for Drake May in this situation, because the year he had last year, I think any coach that would have come in was going to determine, for me, how successful Drake May as a quarterback was going to be. And unfortunately, they brought in Vrabel, who I don't think is going to use Drake May's talent. I think he's not going to drop in what he did last year, but he's not going to be utilized the way he potentially can. They drafted with their first round, which they needed to, a lineman, but he's a heavy run lineman, and this Will Campbell guy out of LSU. So you bring in Travion Henderson from Ohio State. You're right, Swank. They're going that King Henry, tough running Tennessee Titan kind of offense, and that is not going to put enough points on the board for the high-powered AFC teams that are in this league now, and they're just going to be struggling trying to throw the ball with guys that they can't throw the ball to try to catch up.
Yep. I don't think they did anything to really give Drake May more of a chance this year. I think that they were trying, like, that run game is like, you do that when you have Ryan Tannehill, an aging Ryan Tannehill as your quarterback, not a second, third year player that shows a lot of promise and athleticism and an arm. You go out and you get him a wide receiver, and you have that mix up 1-2 with the running game. But I don't know. I think the way they're still feeling the effects of Belichick. Like, I think that's what's happening. They're stuck in some bad contracts, and he had some horrible drafts, and it's just another wait and see. And Vrabel's not the guy. He's too old school minded. I don't think he's going to pull him out of it.
Yep, and unfortunately, he's not going to bring in what the other team brought in last year. They did bring in 2 wide receivers in Jalen Polk and Javon Baker, 2nd and 4th round. Mm-hmm. That's young talent that could be used by May, and I think they're going to be wasted now.
Yeah, I think so too. Next up for me, Miami. Miami is a dumpster fire. Miami has the players that haven't been traded or cut loose. You got them saying, well, this is how you're treating your Pro Bowl players, is by trading them away to other teams. I think last season is a great example of how disoriented it is. You have defensive players, leaders saying that they didn't give 100%, like the whole team didn't buy in and give 100% last year. I just don't believe in them. I would have put them last, and I would have been happy to do that. Yep. I don't think that there's anything that you're going to pull out new that people aren't going to see. So you got Hill and Waddle, and you got to do something about that, and then what?
Yep.
So it's not flashy, it's not sexy, it's done to me. So they're 11. Jared had Cleveland. He picked Cleveland because Odell Beckham pulled a hamstring.
Vinny Testaverde was too busy.
There we go.
Too busy trying to throw the deep ball to Webster Slaughter, his wide receiver there.
Vinny Testaverde, he's still waiting for gabagool on and toasted bread there.
Yeah.
Atlanta, what you got?
Same reason. I'm a fan as a quarterback issue. I'm a fan of Kirk Cousins. They made the biggest mistake of not figuring out what they're going to do with Kirk Cousins. Could have traded him. Maybe they were just tired of him making all this money for all these teams. But I think it's Penix's year, but he's going to have a tough year because I don't think they helped him out much. If you are a fantasy football lover, I do believe this is a Bijan Robinson type of season because they are going to abuse the hell out of him to try to keep them in games. So I think this is a Bijan season. But again, quarterback reasons, that's why I had him at 11.
I like it. Let's see. You had Carolina here. Anything new on the Carolina front?
I really like what Bryce Young did in the latter half of last season. They still have a lot of work to do, but they did give him Ted McMillan, a wide receiver, early in the draft. I think they're making the right moves to make him a better guy, but they're still not there. They still have work to do.
I agree. Jared had the Jets here. He said Joe Namath wasn't going to be available until halfway through the season.
Yeah, and guys, the running back from Washington, Riggins, also played for the Jets, and he's not going to be able to save that offense by running a heavy style running back outside of Breece Hall. So I think they're going to struggle there.
Let's see. We got me. I picked New Orleans. This one, I don't know, man. I think they're still trying to find a quarterback. I think they're trying to like trade for one, not just like find one, but like trade for one desperately.
Right now, Tyler Shaw is their starting running back, quarterback out of Louisville. He was drafted this year. He's like the 5th rounder. That's who they got.
I thought Rattler was.
Oh, right now I've seen on all the active rosters, Shaw's got the number one spot, and he hasn't even practiced yet.
Yeah, they're still trying to get Jameis. which I don't know if that's going to be any better. But I know there's a bunch of players coming forward saying we need James Bat and whatever.
Jameis is a hell of a fantasy football guy to have on your team. He's one of those late guys that'll put up 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's going to throw 6 picks. But Winston is a great fantasy football quarterback.
He is like a more extreme Ryan Fitzpatrick to me.
Yep.
He's more of a gamble than Fitzy was. We got 491 of you tuning in. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is the K Gun Report. It's a little different tonight because the StreamYard for Buff fan base was acting up, but we are part of the Buff fan base and super proud to be. As part of that, we are sponsored by Buffalo World Order, the live stream of live streams. If you're into wrestling and you're into football, then check it out.
There you go.
Also, we're sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. They'll do great things for it. Awesome threads. Helping family.
Hell yeah.
In Western New York. I had Atlanta 9. For me, dude, I think that they are just the baseline. I probably should have flipped them in Cleveland for me. I think Atlanta has their shit together just a little bit more than all of the dumpster fires that are underneath them on my list. At least they have some skill positions. At least they let their quarterback play a little bit last year. I don't know why they ever did that contract with Cousins. I think it was ridiculous. I don't know why anybody's paying him, period, anywhere. But, you know, it is what it is.
It is.
I think that they have the opportunity to be better, get better this year, and be average to decent next year.
Yep.
So you and Jared both had New England. Jared was pretty upset because Drew Bledsoe had a thumb injury and he wasn't going to be playing the Bills probably week 9. What do you got?
I mean, Jared was excited. He remembers Bruce Armstrong fighting Bruce Smith as one of the best left tackles playing against one of the best defensive ends. But I remember the Marv Cooks and the Irvin Fryers of the 90s, the wide receivers and tight ends out of there. When you played on Tecmo Bowl, Swank, the Patriots jerseys looked pink. I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah, dude. That's good. I forgot about that.
But I have the Patriots for the same reason I mentioned before. I think they're bringing Drake May into a situation where he could have grown better with a different head coach. Now he's just going to digress with a run style power football kind of guy. His numbers may be more efficient, but they're not going to be big surprising numbers.
Yes, sir. All right. You have Pitt next. Tell me all about it.
What I have for Pitt, Rodgers doesn't have it anymore. Will Howard will be the starting quarterback by week 13. After week 13, after the Bills destroy Rodgers again, I have that. They did have an impressive draft class, but they're bringing in too many people that are just put in the spot because of what Rodgers wants. It's not going to be very cohesive in his first year there, just like when the Jets. I know he didn't last long, but it's up dumpsters fire there. I do like what they're doing, but they're not good for another 2 or 3 years.
I like it. I like all of that. Jared, Miami wise, let's see. He was thinking Dan Marino was going to have a stomach ache and wasn't going to be able to play.
Well, unfortunately, Mark Clayton and Mark Duper, his wide receivers, also have the same stomach bug, so it's just not going to happen.
All right, here we are. My 8th worst ranked team on the schedule is the Cleveland Browns. If you are a follower of this show and have hung out with us for damn near the whole 6 seasons that we've been doing this, I detest the Browns. And a lot of it started with Kareem Hunt and has kind of just snowballed from there. There's some other stuff too. I got to admit, years and years ago, we were the same lovable losers. We were on the same side of the coin. I think there was a real like brotherhood between Cleveland and Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And to be clear, I don't have any problem with Cleveland fans that have been fans forever, because I don't know what I would do if my team decided to be a complete piece of shit in my 40s. Luckily, they aren't. And that has nothing to do with winning or anything. That, just to be clear. For me, the Cleveland Browns. This is that line, the line of demarcation here, the equator where the Browns literally are such a mess minus Myles Garrett that it should be a wake-up call for all those teams underneath that line, because I could have easily put the Browns way down where Scott had them. I thought about putting them 13. And then once I started stacking them, I'm like, this team. At least Cleveland, in some respect, that defense, there's a little bit there. And I think that they have a little bit more than all those other teams that are on there right now, even though they are still just a flaming tire fire to me. Like, you can't decide on which first-year quarterback you want.
Yep.
And then you like you hire the oldest quarterback that's living right now, I think, after you cut him.
Yeah.
When he had one of the best seasons he ever had for you. And anyway, yeah, so they get what they deserve. 8 should be 0 and the rest should be negative, as far
There
as
you
I'm
go.
I'll bump right up to 7 for me for Pitt. There are very few things that really elevate them above the Browns for me. I think there's some fun possibilities. I wish that DK, after he said that he didn't want to play in the cold, instead of lying and going to Pittsburgh, would have lied and came to Buffalo. That would have been great. But, I think here we are right now. This team, the way it's set up, if you get Watt figured out and he's playing and not sitting out, which I could see him sitting out. Cook, on the other hand, I don't see him sitting out at all. Watt, I think he would. If you're not going to give him what he wants, he would.
Got to be careful.
I don't know if he's got to be careful. Like, are you talking about
the team? The team.
Team's got to be careful.
Yep.
He gets set out all season and somebody will pick his ass up. Does not matter. Absolutely does not matter. They can cut him next year or whatever, and he'll be playing guaranteed for probably some of the biggest money you've ever seen a defensive end get.
Oh, yeah.
So it doesn't make much matter to him, I don't think, aside from the fact that I'm sure he'd rather be playing. And
right.
All this stuff is agent based, but give the man what he's due. I mean, anyway. So yeah, I think that they got enough pieces to keep it interesting. It'll be a very classic Tomlin, 9-9 season or whatever, 500 season, whatever you want to do. Now that I know it's not,
can't be 500 more. That's crazy.
Yes. So probably give him a winning season.
There you go.
Because he always has at least a winning or tied season.
Right.
So we'll give him a 9-7, and I don't think, I don't know. This might be like the new AFC West. Like, I know they've always been competitive with each other, but now all these teams minus Cleveland, but now you got Pitt and Cleveland kind of fighting, scrapping around. I think this could be one of those divisions that kind of eats their own. So that would be great.
That'd be good.
Jared's got Houston. Warren Moon, I guess, came down with a, I don't know, turf toe. So
it was another bowel thing because his wide receivers back in the day with Hayward Jeffries, Ernest Givens, and Drew Hill all had the same thing. So the offense is going to be depleted. If you guys don't recognize,
he wasn't available either. So
yeah, Steve Tasker used to be a Houston Oiler too. Miami, for the reasons that you had earlier, I think there's an identity change now in Miami that's happening. No longer speed. They got Ollie Gordon, a rookie running back. They're not the Mosterts and the fast guys of the world. I think he'll be the starter, and I think that Tua is still the quarterback, which is going to be the constant issue, I think, from here on out for Miami. So that's why they have him there.
Absolutely. We are in overtime. That's right, everybody. It's 9:33. We went over. I guess it doesn't really matter tonight. We'll try to wrap it up a little bit here, though, because Scott's got about 18 kids and a pregnant wife inside, and we got to get going here. But, yeah, it's overtime. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with 679 of you. Whoever is doing whatever, and I think our boys at CTW had a little bit to do with it. But thank you all for sharing.
Appreciate it.
Getting it out there. It's pretty amazing to have that kind of grassroots following to get it spread around. So thank you. Ellen Swank, baby, you hate the Browns like I hate the Finns. You ain't kidding.
Mhm.
You ain't kidding. Jamie said, let them beat each other up on their own division. That's right. I love it.
That's what divisions are for.
Yep. All right, we both have Houston. Go ahead, hit me with 2 points.
2 points from Houston. Let me see my notes. It's a season where CJ Stroud has to bounce back. They know they went 10-7 and made the playoffs last year, but they weren't a team that I potentially thought they could be. Obviously, they had wide receiver injuries and line injuries and issues. But I think the defense might be the issue here. I do believe they make the playoffs just because of the poor division.
I like it. I would agree. I think Stroud, this is going to be the season that kind of decides the average, I think, of his play throughout his career. I don't think he's going anywhere by any means, but I think last year was a slump, a big slump, and you can't have that if you're going to be competitive. So I think that they, again, like the teams below this line are so bad. Like the very next team that we pop up, like the top 5, like they're all very dangerous at some point, you know.
Yep.
Or can be, or the majority of the time are. I mean, Cincinnati, we'll talk about that, but yeah. So for me, like I think Houston, just because of lack of competition, they're in this spot. Otherwise, I think they're a very average football team.
I agree.
Tampa Bay all the way across. Jared picked because of Terry Bradshaw on the bus. Who else you got?
Warwick Dunn, Mike Allstott.
Nice.
Great linebacker and Brooks. I mean, there's a lot of them.
We got Tampa Bay. For me, number 5. I think Baker is super interesting. He's way more likable now that he's a Buck and off the Browns for sure. That's for you, Ellen. He is still that guy that's going to do what he does. I think he's a late bloomer. He didn't get the opportunities that Josh had as far as playing time goes, but he didn't not get a substantial amount of playing time. And I think we have to remember what he did for those first couple of years that he was in Cleveland. And that it wasn't all, oh, remember the good old days with Baker. Like there were some rough games. There were some rough games where they were leading and he blew it. And not, it's a team sport, man, but he's got that in him still. And like I said, I appreciate him a lot more than I used to. And I think that he's a fun guy. He's a charismatic guy. And I think he's a good dude to pass the torch to from Brady to him, a little bit younger and whatever. But you got to think same draft class. This is year 8, right? Like he's got to be figuring it out. He's got to be there. And I still think that he's in that maybe. Like what credit do we give him? He got the Browns to the playoffs once.
Yep.
He filled in for the Rams and won a game.
Right.
And then he's been at Tampa Bay last year.
Right.
And that's his resume.
Yep.
In the NFL.
Took him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's growing on me too, Swike. I think earlier in the year we discussed, I believe that this will be one of those fun games to watch where there's like 70 total points scored. And I think we also agreed that it will come down to Baker making that big mistake at the end of the game, something we're used to seeing. But they did give him some talent. They surrounded him with Emeka Mbuka from Ohio State. They gave him some wide receivers because I don't know what's happening with Godwin, but Evans is still there, and he always puts up the numbers. Irving, the running back, still there. So I like this team. They are dangerous, I do believe, and I think they'll shine in the NFC this year for sure.
I think I read that Goodwin signed.
Okay.
Signed back. Actually took less money. Somebody
Well,
correct me if I'm wrong. I think he took a little less money to stay. But yeah, I think he's there. So yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely the start. This is where the tiers change. This isn't elite right here. I put this team and the team above it in the same category. And I really think that you could have flip-flopped this because, again, you're talking about Cincinnati now, Joe Burrow. Which Joe Burrow are you going to get? They still have 2 wildly paid wide receivers and a quarterback who's wildly paid and have not addressed any of the problem areas. If you gave that guy a goddamn offensive line and an average to slightly below average defense, they would be contenders every single year. He's got all of the pedigree, he's got the mechanics, he's got that snotty little attitude that I hate, but he's good. He backs it up, man. I call a spade a spade. Dude is good when he's healthy, when he has time. Other than that, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott. Cincinnati, after last year's play, if that was 2 seasons in a row, I probably would have put them 10 on this list.
Correct. And I'm throwing a curveball in here, Swank. I think this will be a year where we don't see Cincinnati wait until last minute to try to make a push. The wide receivers are paid. I know Jared believes that the running back position with James Brooks and Ickey Woods is still there, but they're not there anymore, Jared. But I do believe I love this matchup. I really do. I'm a fan of this team because I like Burrow. His antics are kind of weird, but he's growing on me. But the week that they play him, I believe it's week 14. It is why the Bills, I believe, really addressed the cornerback position. Yes, it was a must, but this is Maxwell Hairston and Christian Benford versus T. Higgins and Chase. And I think that's a beautiful matchup, and that's what we have to start preparing for. And like I said right now off the bat, I don't think this team is going to be a team that waits long. I think they're going to start off hot, and if Burrow can put up his numbers like he did last year, he will push towards the MVP this year.
Ooh.
Yep.
See, I didn't know that you were such a Josh Allen hater because he's getting a 2-peat plus the Super Bowl MVP, but that's okay, buddy.
I say pushing towards the MVP. I didn't say he's getting it.
I'm just fucking with you.
He'll get a vote, Swank. He'll get a vote.
A vote. I like it. All right. To me, well, Jerry didn't go. He did go Cincy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got another line with tiers, I think. Scott and I both at Baltimore. For me, this is a team that's very competitive, that we play very hard. They play us very hard. How about this coaching staff? Those adjustments, getting their ass whooped in the regular season, coming back in the playoffs, and just putting on a solid, hard-nosed, physical game.
Yep.
To elevate to the next level. I mean, that is what you're getting with this coaching staff, I think, and this team. I think they're a pain in our ass. 2-time MVP, hasn't won very many playoff games. Jackson hasn't, but I digress. Still tough game. You got Henry. You got some stuff. You got some stuff to worry about. So obviously, yeah, I think 3 is where they need to be.
It's the same stuff that it's every year. It's the last year. It's Henry, it's Jackson, it's Zay Flowers, and I think Andrews is going to come in with a chip on his shoulder based on the last game that they played. But they did help out the defense a little bit. Malaki Starks was drafted by them, and so was Mike Green. Mike Green's a surprise guy out of Marshall that I think slipped, and they took advantage of it. So I think this is another team that is making the right adjustments according to who they play in the playoffs, and it'll be tough. That's why I have them at 3.
I like it. Jared had KC. Joe Montana he had a little bit of tennis elbow, I think, and that's why he had him.
He did. He wanted to hand the ball off to Charlie Ward and Christian Okoye, but those guys weren't available either.
Yep, absolutely. I like that. Next up, speaking of KC, Scott, tell us why you got KC number 2. Controversy.
Because I had to put Philly at 1 because they won a Super Bowl. KC's there. I think they're this. As long as they have Mahomes, they're top 3 for sure. But I think they drafted well. They finally got him a tackle to block for him. That wide receiver room, as long as they can stay healthy and out of jail, will be very dangerous. And then I think, again, on the defense, they honed in on the defense. Chris Jones is getting older, but I think they surrounded him with some young talent. And they found another corner in Noah Williams out of Kale, who I thought the Bills potentially could have got late rounds, who is a very Chiefs-like player. So on the other side of Trent McDuffie, that's a hell of a defensive backfield. So I put them there just because Reed does this every year. He puts the team together that seems they're not going to go 15-2 again. They're not going to win all those one score games like they did, but they're there at 2 for me just because we have to knock them off that pedestal to take over that spot.
I like it. I'm going to hold off on my KC take until
Number
we
one
on the horn here.
Okay.
Jared picked Philadelphia. I did as well. Jared picked Philadelphia because Donovan McNabb handing off to Shady McCoy, a little reminiscent there.
Well, he likes their defense. Reggie White, Clyde Simmons, Seth Joyner, all those guys. Eric Allen in the backfield. I mean, that's a tough defense to play against.
I'm right there with you as far as Philly's relevance. Winning the Super Bowl, I would argue KC's won a handful of Super Bowls and always in contention. And that's kind of why I got things 1-2 here. But Philadelphia, man, I think all around solid team. Still not a huge believer. I still think that game that we played them was so close, and it was so like I want it back bad, real bad. I think we're pretty evenly matched, and I don't know, like Hurt is a game manager to me. I know that he's athletic, but in this last season, you didn't see him do as much of that, I don't think. I think you saw him be more of the guy handing off to Saquon Barkley, and you saw him picking apart defenses, but not. I don't know. It wasn't flashy. It doesn't need to be. I'm the first guy who'll say that. You're winning. But it wasn't. It just didn't seem special to me. And I know he won a Super Bowl. I know this sounds crazy. Please don't come at me crazy. I just there's something about it that doesn't seem sustainable and doesn't seem real to me. It seems like a flash in the pan kind of thing, and I wonder what they'll be this year.
Yeah, time's got to run out.
Out of respect. Absolutely. Number 2, because I'm not putting Baltimore number 2 when Philly's on the list.
Right.
I just think Philadelphia has earned more credit. Baltimore, again, you haven't made it out of that level of the playoffs in a long time. And I know people can say that about us and blah, blah, blah. And that has a lot to do with our number ones for me. For me, Kansas City, simple. Until you're not the king of the mountain, you're the king of the mountain.
Yep.
And, I know Philly won last year. I love it. It's great. They're an NFC team. They're not our kryptonite. They're not the thing that keeps us from our happiness year after year after year. So I'm like that guy that would hang a picture of the guy that beat you on his wall until the next year. And that's the guy you got to beat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the kind of persona I have. They've earned it. I hate it. They've earned it. I think last year was a complete fluke. I think that this is going to be a very interesting season as far as refereed games go and how close these Kansas City Chiefs games are called. I think that maybe something got a little shook out, and you might not see it come down to that quite as often.
Right. See, when I see Jared's Baltimore, I think he was confused. Maybe he thought week 1 is against Baltimore. That's why I put him there.
Yeah, maybe.
or he believes the Baltimore, the original Cleveland Browns, Jim Brown, Coach Paul Brown. Maybe he believes that they have those guys on the roster with that great left tackle Joe Thomas back in the day.
I think he thought that Rex Ryan was still coaching.
Yeah, maybe. I went Philly, Super Bowl champs. I hate that it's scheduled for week 17. I think the NFL really didn't have a choice because of the home games that the Bills have are all against powerhouses. And don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're at home. But it could be one of two things with this game. Philly, they haven't changed much, so I see them just continuing the way they are. But one of two things could happen in Week 17. Both these teams, the Bills and the Eagles, could be fighting for a number 1 seed, or they're in a position where they can play a couple of their backups in the second half. I don't like the Week 17 matchup, but what's the NFL going to do?
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that there are much better matchups than that game on like earlier in the season. that
Right.
you couldn't have swapped that out and figured out a better way to do it. Yeah, hopefully everybody, hopefully we have solidified our 1 seed by then, and there ain't nothing you got to worry about, got to do. Who cares? It's an NFC game anyway. It just seems like the headlines, the fireworks around it, so much excitement, and it just kind of
Yep.
like, you're gonna be watching teams fighting for a wild card. You're not gonna be watching that game.
I mean, the Bills are favored every game this year, which is astonishing. Never been done before in a preseason NFL. And with being the top of the AFC East, you're obviously playing the top of all the other divisions. So there is an opportunity for them to control their own destiny as far as securing that number 1 seed by week 15, 16, 17. So that very well could happen. If they take advantage of it and play the games like we know they can, that could be an option for sure by week 16, 17.
Absolutely. I like it. Guys, it is 9:49. Scott's in trouble, dude. I can feel it. Nah, Ellen's cool. She's cool. Not yet? Okay. We'll wrap it up here. 918 of you right now. Thank you so much. That is so cool. I mean, having the fan base in our corner to push this stream out, like we ride in that 1,000 mark, having to dig it out with 3 separate destinations and having you guys spread the word to get us within 100 of our average. That is absolutely incredible.
Yep.
And, I don't know how you feel, Scott. I think I could speak for both of us. It makes us feel very good that it's not just some crazy algorithm thing. You guys actually want to find this and want to interact and want to see what's going on and want to not have 0 Bills content between the desert days, the Sahara desert days, the Arizona Sahara desert days of Buffalo Bills offseason. So we love the hell out of you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Don't forget, we are part of the Buff fan base. Super proud to be. Check the K-Gun out right here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Tuesday night. And we're going to do some final thoughts. Scott, what do you got?
Hey, man, it's the relationships we make through the K-Gun Report throughout the years that have put us where we were, and to a point where we leaned on a couple of our friends at the BWO and Corey and Patrick and Buffalo Spartan to where we're able to stream. And it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad you guys were a great backup, and we appreciate it, Patrick, for your assistance in that. And again, it's the family we built here at the K-Gun Report and 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. You guys are doing it right. It's all organic. We always tell you that. We grow because of you guys helping us grow, and it is appreciated. This is the lull time of the year. It can get boring. Bill's content is going to come out at you every Tuesday, whether we're talking rankings, and it's fan first perspective. So get ready. We're going to get you guys involved, and again, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, killer night. Really love you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad that I'm going to be back for a couple weeks in my normal role here. It's been a little crazy start to the summer musically, and it's awesome, but it makes me miss my boys and miss you guys too. Real quick, we got a new run of these guys in. Got some other stuff coming back too. These are actually circles. Ooh, hey.
Yes, I see the cut outline there.
Yeah. So we'll have these at the Rager, but if you're interested in them, send us a message with your address, and we'll get back to sending you guys some of these in the mail.
One more thing, Swank.
Yeah.
On our social media, guys, we mentioned it last week on the show. We do have a great shirt idea. It's a fantasized band idea that represents the Bills and the Mafia. Swank and Corey came up with a great idea and a great shirt design. Check it out. We still have pre-orders going, I think, for another couple of days. We got the band on the front that says the Ralph's Last Ride, and on the back has the tour dates, and it's actually the schedule with a couple of inside jokes. So go check that out. If you're interested, there is a link to the cartel page where you can pre-order. But if you want to wait a little longer, there will be a bonfire also available. We will have those shirts available for sure. Check us out.
Yeah, we're trying to see if there's enough interest to get them printed for the Rager as well. We will have some FLX and Mafia stuff and that kind of thing that we normally have, but we were trying something a little bit different in memoriam of the last season at the Ralph. So if you're interested, check out our pages. It's all pinned to the top there. You can find it pretty easy, and there's a Big Cartel site where you can pre-order all that. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. We love you. 947 of you.
Good job.
We'll see you next week. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go